Haya, haya, Jothurwa, Jothurwa, wabiro kawuono gi kuyo mar kowo Phoebe Nyagoro. Wabiro yewuoyi moa tung' piny gi tung' piny biro kae kawuono. Adwa wacho gi dhok moro mokwongo eka abiro wacho gi dhowa. We have come here today to mourn a great Kenyan lady, a matriarch in all sense of the word. Phoebe's life is an exemplification of humanism. She ranks among some of the greatest women in the world. So we have come today to celebrate her life, not to mourn. Because at 92, Phoebe has seen it all. She rose from childhood at the time when there's a lot of discrimination against women, and managed against all the odds at that time to secure education up to a high level and becoming a teacher. One of those she taught there in central Kenya was a member of parliament with us, Matere Keriri. Matere Keriri used to tell us how Phoebe used to teach them how to dress properly in those years. She then became the first African woman to become a leader of maendeleo ya wanawake against white women. And when independence came, she was working with the prison department. Jaramogi, as Minister for Home Affairs, was in charge of prisons, made her a superintendent of prisons, became a senior superintendent of prisons. And in that capacity, she helped to develop the Langata Women Prison to create conditions of humanity in the prisons there. And then she worked with children after that. She worked with children and promoted the development of children, orphans, children which were disabled, and so on. That is another contribution that Phoebe made. And then she became a politician. And as you have been told, if you go into the Hansard, you will see Phoebe's contribution in Parliament. When she stood to talk in Parliament about women's rights, you would sit down and just listen and cheer her. She was very passionate about women's rights. She elevated women's issues to the national level, and she was fearless. Phoebe was also compassionate. Oburu has told you the relationship between us, our family, and the family of Phoebe. Jaramogi and Phoebe's father, the late Pastor Joel Omer, were the founders of Luo Union East Africa. Jaramogi became the first Kir. Joel Omer became the deputy Kir. Late Mr. Adano Tuko became the Secretary General of Luo Union. And it is through Mr. Joel Omer that Oburu came to study this other side of Nyanza. We used to meet Phoebe in those years when she was young. And therefore, Phoebe is like my elder sister. Here in this family, all her other brothers, some of them late, most of them late, and sisters. we are family with the Omers. But Phoebe has also several connections here. Her grandmother came from another clan of Karachuonyo. She herself lived in another clan of Karachuonyo. Then she's married to another clan of Karachuonyo. That's why when she decided to come into politics, she was unbeatable in Karachuonyo. She stood against Okikamayo and won. Amayo appealed, and there was a by-election here in Karachuonyo. We came to Karachuonyo here with Orengo Jimmy here. Kajiwad Gadongo. Asoko Jaka John. Here, Phoebe's symbol was the house. And that by-election was contested. It was a serious by-election because the entire government machinery was supporting Okikamayo. But we came here, descended this place like bees. And we had a Soka Jaka John with his kinanda. Odds. Yokarachuonyo. Odds. Nyagoro. Odds. Kende mwago ni ombulu. Phoebe wacho. Odds. Asiyo wacho. Odds. Okachi wacho. Odds. Karachuonyo wacho. Odds. Odds. Kende mwago ni ombulu. She was re-elected resoundingly. And after this momentum that we had gathered here in Karachuonyo, we descended into Ugenya. There was another by-election in Ugenya. And that by-election again, we put Orengo Simba. And Simba also won against another minister, Matthew Sugutu. Then we moved up to central Kenya at that time. We had created a wave at that time, which was very powerful. Phoebe did not let us down when she went to Parliament. She went to Parliament and continued to fight for the rights of Kenyans that we had all been talking about. Later on, we joined with Phoebe in 1992 in Ford, Kenya. And she became a member of Parliament for Karachuonyo once again. And we were there together up to 1997. Jaramogi died when we were together with Phoebe. And Phoebe was one of the people who actually held my hand at that time and asked me to forget what had happened and to move on. She was one of the people who consoled me at that very difficult time. So that's why I'm so happy today that the government of President Ruto has accepted to give Phoebe this kind of burial that she richly deserves. As a hero. As a hero. And Mr. President, I want you to follow it up by dedicating a monument in Nairobi in honor of Madam Phoebe Asiyo Nyagoro. Because Phoebe deserves it. Phoebe has done what many people have not been able to do. And that's why we are all here today. I want to say now, we are here as Kenyans today. We know where we are coming from. We were in a very serious situation sometime last year. Everybody knows where we were. There was a possibility of Kenya degenerating into a failed state like Somalia, like Sudan today. People who do not understand history talk very easily. But ask them, tell them, what happened in Libya? What happened in Egypt after the Arab Spring? What happened? Why was it a risk where a crowd not able to move in and check the government and form a government? Where do you have a military regime in Egypt today, after the Arab Spring? Even Tunisia. People do not really understand. That's why they make it very simple. And it's very easy for them to write articles in newspapers. I read them and I just laugh. They tried to trivialize what was a very serious situation. So what we have today is basically something that we were forced into because of the circumstances that were existing at that time. I want to invite somebody to tell me their own solution, how this would have been solved. We sacrificed so that there could be peace in this country. And that's the reason why we are here today. I do not regret what we did. We did it in the best interest of our country. And Kenya must move forward. But we have continued to say that we need to improve our governance structure. Issues of human rights must be respected. We must ensure that people live well. We must ensure that our people have food, that our people have shelter, that our people have work, that our people, when they are sick, they can be treated, that our children will go to school. This is very, very important to us. This is very important indeed. And that the cost of living need to be brought down. And that it must be rule of law. That the security forces are there to protect the people. The police are servants of the people, not masters. The police need to be civil to the population. If you have committed an offense, arrest me. Take me to prison, take me to court, and let the court find me guilty and imprison me. But do not use your own weapon to assassinate me. Don't shoot me. Don't shoot to kill. Don't shoot to kill. Don't shoot to maim. Arrest and charge in a court of law. That's what is called rule of law. And we have sat together and reviewed the MOU that we signed last year, this year. And we have now put together a framework to ensure that the MOU is implemented to the letter. This is going to happen. Those who have been maimed, those who have been injured, those who have been in hospital, and those who have died, the families of those who have died will be compensated. And we said we go back to just not 2024, 2023, 22, we go back to 2017. From 2017 up to today, all those people who have been maimed, who have been killed and so on, the families are going to be compensated. And we have got to put in place a framework for that to happen. Secondly, we have also a structure of how to ensure that the MOU itself is implemented to the full. And that's why next week we are going to have a joint parliamentary group meeting to ensure that our members of parliament implement what we need, put up structures in place so that we can be able to implement what we've agreed on. This is going to happen. So I just want to say, the naysayers, give us space, give us room, and judge us in 2027. And we've said this is going to remain in place up to 2027. After that, we will see where we go to. If you are saying one term, so what? The Kenyans who will decide the term, and we will see where we want to go. I am confident when that time comes, we will face Kenyans squarely and tell Kenyans, this is why we did ABCD, this is where we want to go. Utasema yako, tutasema yetu. Tuone Wakenya watamini nani. So hivyo mimi sina wasiwasi. Piga kelele namna hiyo, bweka tu. Kongoni hiyo ni kama hiyo ngurumo ya chura. Ngurumo ya chura haizui ng'ombe kunywa maji. Ng'ombe itakunywa maji. We will be able to move beyond 2027. I'm confident we will move beyond 2027. Nobody should try to threaten us. We are Kenyans like you are Kenyans. Don't go and say that Kenyans is sectionalized. Sisi ni watu wa bahari. Sisi ni watu wa ziwa, kanda ya ziwa Victoria. Sisi ni watu wa bonde la ufa. Sisi ni watu wa milima. Sisi zote ni wa Kenya. We are all Kenyans. All and every Kenyan matters. It's not a question of blood relationship. Oh, you're our cousins. You're our cousins. You're our cousins. So those are your cousins. Those who are not your cousins, what are they? Are they not Kenyans? Are they not Kenyans? Don't tell us also that there is, the government has got shareholders. Watu wengine wako na share mingi, wengine wana kidogo, wengine hawana shares. Then why are you collecting taxes from those who don't have shares? Why do you tax them? You collect shares, money from them, and you say they don't deserve services because they did not vote for you. Shame on you. Shame on you. We want to live a civilized society in a civilized manner, in a humane manner. You want Kenyans to be proud as Kenyans. Kenya is a great country. Kenya is a great country. Kenya can transition to a first world. There's no reason why Kenya cannot move the way Kenyans equivalents have done. We can do it when we create enabling environment for Kenyans to thrive. Kenyans can excel. I've seen Kenyans excel elsewhere. I've seen countries much poorer than Kenya transition and become first world. Korea is one. Vietnam was bombarded by Americans for many years. Nobody believed that people remaining in Vietnam. Today, Vietnam's economy is up there. Energy consumption in Vietnam today is 70,000 megawatts. Kenya is only 3,500. We'll go that route. There are many things that can be done here. When we sit down and plan properly, Kenya will be able to take off. Mr. President, we had Vision 2030. This has not been followed very well. As we now want to work with you, we want to ensure that we bring Vision 2030 back on the table. We also revive the NESC, National Economic and Social Council, so that all those flagship projects that we coined during that time can be revived and make sure that they're all moving together, going in the right direction. This will help us as a country. So I'm saying this as just a Kenyan patriot who is thinking about Kenya. Kenya number one, Kenya number two, Kenya number three. This is where we are. At this juncture now, I also want to congratulate Harambee Stars for making us proud twice. Making us proud. Harambee Stars are showing what other Kenyans do not know exists. And this is the spirit that we want to continue to hail. So, Yathurwa, wako Nyagoro, Gimor. Nyagoro tiyo matek. Nyagoro tiyo matek ahinya. Omiyo nyaka koe gi sironyo. Otiyo matek kata kineno nyithindegi, ineno sisaka, ineno nyigegi duto te yawuotegi. Chodala kagiki. Otingo malo. Dala kaka asiyo. Nechalo dala waka. Obiro kaeri, seje duto te ka aduong' asiyo ne entie, kore gi Phoebe Nyagoro. Aduong' asiyo ne ero chung' motegno, osiro Phoebe go gitoke. Emomiyo kadi yoma dichuo ka chiegni malo kucha, wek bedo gi nyiego. dhire konye yawuoyi moko kono ni dhako ni malo kuja ni ni dhako loya kiang'ang'e ni kuja mako bekelo ni fitina ni chiegi chakura ni kiwudho na kama macha mi dhako thuolo moni nyalo okumoni nyalo juthuolo yie kamano I want to finish here by remembering some of the heroes of this community here. There was the late Paul Mboya Olwalo Nyakongo, a great patriarch of the Luo community, from this community. There was Ojijo Teko. Ojijo Teko was one of the freedom fighters, those who started Penyawacho, and was arrested by the colonialists and was taken to Kismayu in now the present-day Somali, and died there. There's Gogo Chok. There's a Molagar from this community. If you go to Biga Karachuonyo, there's Onyanka Yodo, the other side there. These are people who contributed to the movement for liberation of our country today and need to be remembered properly in our history of Kenya. So, Nyagoro, Wachino Koni, Wuthi, Inin Kari, Inin Kanyako, Nyako Mare Tegno, Inin Kucha Kamichini Goji Junoteko, Paul Mboya, Olwalo Nyakongo, Gogo Chok. Kodoko kiki manikirugo. Nyasaye mondo uketichunyi kama beri purumalo. Erokamano. Now let me take the opportunity to invite ndugu Rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, President William